Hello chess lovers, I have another very interesting game for you played at Champions Showdown. Liren is playing with the white pieces and Magnus Carlsen is on the black side. Liren started with d4 and knight f6 by Carlsen, c4, g6, g3, bishop g7, bishop g2, Carlsen castles, knight c3, d6, black goes for king's Indian defense, knight f3, c6, white castles and bishop f5. Recently this variation with bishop f5 is becoming more and more popular. Knight e1, bishop e6, d5, c takes d5, c takes d5, bishop d7, bishop e3, a5 and bishop d4, not allowing any possible activation of black bishop. Knight a6, knight d3 and Carlsen is starting an advancement on the queen side, b5, a3, but there is no way to stop this b pawn. Here comes b4, a takes b4, knight takes b4, queen d2, rook b8, knight takes b4, rook takes b4, e3, queen b8, knight e2 and a4. The way Carlsen is managing to squeeze the maximum from the position is just wonderful. We can see that how his position is actually more active and preferable. Bishop c3, rook b5, knight d4, and now comes a strong response by Carlsen. Can you find his next move? Ready? This pawn on d5 is very strong. And now Carlsen plays rook takes d5, going for an exchange sacrifice. I have already forgot how many times Carlsen went for exchange sacrifice during this match. Bishop takes d5, knight takes d5, rook c1, queen b7, knight e2, knight takes c3, knight takes c3, rook b8, putting pressure on b2. And knight d5, not a good move. A better move was playing knight takes a4, though black can start to exploit the weaknesses of the light squares. Black can play, for example, bishop h3, if f4 then e5, f takes e5, bishop takes e5, and of course black has a compensation. There are always nasty threats on this diagonal and also black bishops are very active. But instead, Liren played knight d5. This knight is here for rook c7 and Carlsen is capturing on b2. Rook c7 and Carlsen is making another important decision. He's capturing on c7 and is exchanging his queen with two rooks. Knight d5. King f8 protecting the pawn on e7, queen a5, bishop c6, knight b4 and bishop c3 forcing black to play queen c7, otherwise black would lose his knight. Rook takes b4 and queen takes c6, bishop f6, queen a8 check, king g7, queen a5, rook b1 check. Now you will see how black pieces are cooperating with each other. King g2, rook a1, f4, a3, e4, bishop b2, queen b1, and another strong move by Carlsen, rook e1. From the first sight, this may seem a blunder, but actually this is a powerful move. Black can't capture on e1 because of a2, and the pawn is unstoppable. Liren played queen b3, of course king f3, and protecting the pawn on e4 was better. But he played queen b3, and Carlsen is capturing on e4, king f3, rook e1, h4, h5, queen c4, e6, queen b3, d5, queen a2, rook a1. This pawn is also coming, queen b3, rook c1, king g2, rook c3, queen a4, rook c4, queen a7, rook c2 check, king f3, and there it goes, d4. Queen a5, black's position is just hopeless and Liren is just making some moves in desperation. g4, h takes g4, king takes g4, rook d8, queen d2, bishop f6, h5, a2, and Liren finally resigned. If queen takes a2 then d2 and this pawn is becoming unstoppable. Another impressive blitz game played by the world champion. Your comments and questions please, and if you liked this amazing game, don't forget to give the thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. More videos are coming. Good luck.